Yeah, I think the second half was quality for my guys and what we expect, and the first half wasn't so good, but in the second half we made tons of changes and changed everything, and we did everything we needed to do to win. Unfortunately, I think that there was one group out there, meaning the officials, who just were brutal, and I don't say this often, but it cost us the game, and I'm just gutted for the guys.
Obviously, with so many guys missing right now, switching to a back three was almost out of necessity in the second half, wasn't it?
Not really. Well, no, because we were actually going to go back three before Michael went down. We were overloaded 4-3 in the midfield, and so we decided to just put 6 in there and totally control the game. It worked out really well. The guys responded well because we hadn't trained that yet, even though we were planning to next week. And we found all the spaces. We had about 2 men extra whenever we were building from the back. And then, the guys who've just been putting balls in the back of net so far this year just didn't, and that's the game sometimes. I'm gutted for the players, but I think as a performance in the second half, we were pleased with it.
Nate, as we move towards July, we're entering this vital stretch where you guys have 5 matches left, and you talked earlier this week about the difference between just making the playoffs and raising a trophy. What are you going to try and re-emphasize again these next few days of training to try and get the ship righted come the first?
Yeah, look, we're pissed. I mean, I'm pissed. The team's pissed. It's frustrating. But the thing is, with this group and with how we operate, the tide isn't going to turn. We're not going to suddenly play poorly. We're going to keep coming right at it. We have we have 2 Detroits and 1 Ann Arbor, and that's just going to decide everything. So, yeah, we need to rely on other results, but it just doesn't matter because we just need to get ourselves right now. We have to have a great attitude in our next performance. And yeah, look, we missed some guys, but I don't think that that's an excuse. I think that the guys who are on our roster are all good players and capable, and this is how it goes in the summer. But yeah, look, these next few games are massive. But look, the season's so short that they're all massive.
I guess to pick everybody back up and get going again, but I've got to be honest, we've got to play with more passion than that, because if we're going to come out and play the way we did the first half of that game and the way we played against Kalamazoo, we don't deserve to be even in thinking about championships. So we've got to come back and we've got to show some pride and some passion to play for this club.
There were so many chances in the second half, and everyone just maybe inches away from popping that in. Does one goal then change the whole outlook right now?
Yeah, for sure, but they did what they should have done. They packed people behind the ball. There was no space to play, and they played the right game, and we just couldn't break them down. And hats off to them for that. But when we put ourselves in that position like we did in the first half, then we're always going to be battling like that in the second.
Did they change from the 4-2 win that you had in Grand Rapids, or did you guys change since then?
I'd say it's probably a bit of both. I think they definitely were different. They played with a little bit more, I think just a little bit more heart. They wanted it more than us today. And I think we lacked a little bit of confidence and a little bit of desire to go battle through a game, which is what it takes to win championships. So that's just the way it is.
Nate said after the loss against Kalamazoo that he doesn't want to overreact to anything, and he said it again here tonight. But how do you go about, when you don't score 2 straight matches, to fixing it without, I don't want to say overreacting, but at least identifying, and how do you go ahead and fix that?
Tactically, I don't know there's much more we could have done. I think it's down to individuals in games like this. Once you get to this part of the season, it's about who wants to win the game more rather than who's the better team. We're probably the more talented team than Grand Rapids, but they wanted it 10 times more than us today, and that's why they beat us.
Is that down to you as the captain to make sure you guys want it more?
Maybe that's on me, and I'll take some responsibility for that. But there's only so much I can do. I think there's certain individuals that also need to step up, and I'm definitely one of them. But as a team, we need to come back and just show what we can do. We know what we can do offensively, but we have to show what we can come together and play like an actual team.